Hey everybody, so I made a video. I have gone out the west gate and the east gate and explored around as much as I could to see how many Pokemon I could find, how many Pokemon I could catch, and you can see all of these Pokemon I have caught pretty quickly outside the east and the west gate. And I'll show you a map. And I compiled a list of the Pokemon that I found at the east gate, outside the east gate, the Pokemon I found outside the west gate, and then Pokemon I found in both, just to kind of help you decide, because that's your first big decision. Not a big spoiler here, is which way you're going to go. So, kind of just to give you an idea, if there's a particular Pokemon you want to start your game with, then you can find that Pokemon faster. Okay, so again, not a big spoiler here. Once you leave Mesagoza, you have an option to either go out the east gate or to go out the west gate. I started at the east gate and I went and I explored pretty much this entire area down and around here. And I kind of considered this the east gate area. I didn't make it all the way to the top of area 2 of East Province. I made it right about that waterway. And I went in this whole circle. And I kind of counted this as my east side. I didn't obviously go to the Great Crater. So any Pokemon that are in the east gate, I found them in here. And then the west gate, I did as much exploring as I could. I went all the way around. You can see I went up there and I went around here and I played in this cave. I couldn't get to this city yet, but I did include some Pokemon I think that might spawn in this city. This is actually a cave here, so there's a lot of Pokemon that spawn specifically in that cave, and so just be mindful of that. And then I went and I kind of counted all of this as my West Gate Pokemon. So when you look at the list, I found them all in that area. Okay? Just so you guys know what you're looking at when you're looking at it. Okay, so we're starting with the group that I found in the Eastgate, and y'all can go ahead and take a picture of this. This is not an exhaustive list. See, I even have a couple Pokemon that showed up, but I don't know exactly what they are. One looks like a sloth, and then the other one, I'm not sure. It shows the habitat, but it doesn't have the Pokemon name yet. So Pokemon you guys might be interested in, particularly it seemed like a lot of people were interested in, was the Clock and the Taurus outside the East Gate. And I have a video on where the Taurus is. The Clock you can find in South Province, like Area 3. There's a big Titan and there's a ton of clocks around there. I hope I'm saying that right. The crab. And then you can find the Growlithe here. I always like the Growlithe. Rookities are everywhere. You're going to run into them nonstop and by accident because some of them are tiny and it's super annoying. So there's a good bit of Pokemon here that I was able to find and enjoyed finding. But those are kind of the ones that I would say look out for. I did find down in South Province, I don't know if it's considered Area 5 or Area 1, there is a wetland, and I did find Whooper's uh, evolution there, Clodsire, and so I have a video on that too, on his evolution if you want to see that, but that was pretty cool. I found the flamingos down in that wetland, the Krogunk, so just know that there is a wetland down in there. And there are a few areas I couldn't get to that probably have some other Pokemon that I think you need to probably fly to, but I couldn't get to those. So I actually spent, believe it or not, less time investigating the Westgate side, but I spent more time looking for all the Pokemon that I could. So I don't know if I found more in the Westgate because I was looking harder, and that's pretty much all I was doing as opposed to the Eastgate. But there are a ton that I was able to find. Some really interesting ones. The Dino guy, I found him in the cave. He was kind of a bear to catch, and he's also very temperamental. Thinking about doing a video on him. He just will be like, "No, I don't think I will." Anytime I want to attack, Toxel I found You'll find a lot of little toxels. You'll find toxicity in that cave. Um, let's see, I found Capsakid, I thought was kind of a cool new Pokemon. I didn't find Dratini, but I did list it at a Casaroya Lake. Smoliv is there. I did a Smoliv video, but you will find Smoliv really quickly in the olive fields in the west. Let's see, who else? I like Houndour. I found a Houndoom there, even though technically it's not their spawn. Just keep in mind that you can find a lot of evolutions that maybe aren't supposed to spawn there, that are higher level, that will spawn with their lesser forms, and you can catch them. I've had a lot of luck doing that. Um, I did find Fido, and it's possible maybe its evolution is around there as well, but we'll see, as well as Swablu and maybe its evolution as well. Fampy I thought was pretty cute. It's the little elephant. There's a bunch. There's a bunch I didn't catch, as you can see. Yeah, really good. Just depending on what you're looking for, east and west. There's some really good Pokemon, really exciting Pokemon, new Pokemon. And if there's any Pokemon that you want to see as well, um, or are curious about or want like specific information, like where did you specifically find this, just post a comment and let me know. And I'll totally let you know exactly a little bit closer to where I found it. Okay, last but certainly not least, where there are places where I found both. Wiglet being a big one. I have a video with Wiglet spawn if you want to see that. Tyranitar is supposed to be both. I only saw it on one side. Gimme Ghoul is both. I have a video on the specific places that I found the chest form of Gimme Ghoul. Whooper and Cloudire, like I said, you can find Whooper in both. I found Cloudire on the east side, but not to say you can't. Charcadet, you can find both, but you will find them a lot more frequently in the east, in the rocky area that you first frequent. I just have seen a lot more in the east, but you can find them. Oh, sorry, I said it wrong. I've seen a lot more. Yeah, no, I said it right. I've seen a lot more in the east, but you can find them in the west. I keep thinking that I'm going to confuse myself. Let's see. Anyone else that people would be really interested in? I mean, a lot of them are pretty exciting, and they do have specific places. So, like I said, just drop a comment. Let me know if you want to see a specific location, or you're having a hard time, or you're just curious about one of these names you don't recognize, because I'll definitely help you out. So here's my little dino, but thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you want. Hope you appreciated the video, and have a great one, and I hope you're enjoying the game too.